Hello, everybody. I don't know if it probably is working, but I want to give my 2 cents on thing going down right now between the Daily Wire and Steven Crowder. This is just my 2 cents. I have watched nearly every video on this, obviously, because I'm a conservative. I love Steven Crowder. I love the Daily Wire. I mean, I love them both, but, like, there's just some things that, are, I don't know where I was going with that, honestly. I kind of lost track. But basically, I love both of them. I honestly do. I watch Ben Shapiro. I watch, the other guys. I'm sorry, I forget their names very easily. I'm terrible with names. Please forgive me. But, yeah, I watch them. I watch nearly everybody except Candace. I've heard about Candace. I've seen a little bit of her stuff, but, like, she's never really interested me in her content, personally. I mean, I might watch some of her stuff after this, honestly, just kind of get an idea of who she is and stuff. I've heard bad things about her. I've heard good things about her. I mean, it is what it is. I don't know, so I'm going to get into her stuff, but I've nearly watched everything. I watched about 4 or 5 videos from Tim Pool. I've watched the beginning and like all of everything Ben Shapiro had to say. I watched the entirety of Jeremy Boring's video. I have watched Steven Crowder's, both of his videos. I've watched the podcast with Tim Pool with Candace and with Steven. I've watched Shad from Night's Watch, Shadiversity. I'm sure you know about him if you're into like anything medieval. Literally, he's a really good guy. He made a 3-hour video on it. I've watched some people that support Steven. I've watched some people that support Daily Wire, and they all have good points. The problem is that I agree with Steven Crowder about the contract. The contract, as everyone has said multiple times, a lot of people, not everybody, but like a lot of people, even a little bit of Tim Pool, even though he's a milquetoast fencer, as he says himself, contract's dog shit. Because what you have to understand, I'm sure a lot of you business people out there, unlike me, I'm not a business person, I'm trying to get a job. So I suck at contracts. I'm not going to pretend I'm good with contracts. No, it's not. But the legal stuff I've seen the full contract. Like I said, I watched the full video on it. I've seen Jeremy's breakdown on it. But as I'm sure you understand, the money he was given isn't going to him personally. Yeah, some of the profit is, yeah, but the majority of it is paying for his employees. It's paying for his buildings or any equipment that he uses as well. It's paying for expansions like new employees, other stuff. It's paying for healthcare. It's paying for maintenance of his equipment. It's paying for any extra taxes or taxes in, sorry, a little bit of a hiccup, taxes in general. And it's basically trying to pay for everything. And like, what you have to understand, taxes are expensive. They're very expensive. People, obviously, workers are expensive. Equipment is expensive. And like, that's just on like a normal Tuesday. That's not including how everything has skyrocketed since Biden has took office. And basically we're in Biden inflation, as a lot of conservatives say. Or inflation, whatever you want to say. We're basically, as even my own mother has put it, we're basically in the Great Recession and stuff. Yeah, she talks about it a lot, but that's besides the point. The point is that money is nowhere near enough to really pay for everything. unless he does the absolute bare minimum and doesn't expand or make anything else new that could cost him loads of money. To us normal people, that seems like a lot of money. Like, you know me, I've just said it, I'm broke. I am broke as shit can be. Literally. I'm not getting paid by anybody. I'm not doing this for fucking clout. I'm doing this to help other people understand. I am a layman. I am the most average person you'll probably ever fucking find. And you'll probably know because the shitty video on my phone, it sucks. But yeah, that's the money situation. I want to put that aside. Because Steven Crowder and many of his supporters have even said it's not about the money. I have watched Steven for the past 3 years now, and I truly believe when he says something, he honestly means it. Now, I've watched a lot of The Daily Wire for the past 2 years now. A lot of what they say, I think they really do mean it. Does that mean they'll tell us everything? No. Does that mean that they'll say something and it'll be a complete lie? No, because I don't believe that. I don't think they've lied to their audience. But this has shed some new light to me. And it honestly really upsets me. And I know it's like, oh, your feelings, blah, 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 blah. But like, I'm in a depression because I'm fucking broke. You know, I want to support myself. I can't. Like, it sucks. Life sucks right now for me. I'll put you down my leg. Like, life just sucks for me right now. So I'm already in a really depressed state. But that's besides the point. Like, my feelings don't fucking matter. It's about the contract. So, what else is wrong with the contract besides the money that I see? The terms and conditions. I have not the best memory. My memory's okay, but it's not the best. I won't remember every detail because I've only watched every video as it came out. I haven't constantly been watching everything. I've been going back and forth with other videos, my own stuff. But from what I've remembered, from what I understand, Steven Crowder will get his pay reducted, just reduced, whatever, by 20% if he gets banned off of YouTube, another 20% for Facebook, 10% for Instagram, and 10% for, I think it was Instagram. I don't remember the last two specifically. I know it was another like 10% for those. And then 20% if he gets his content, like a strike on it for YouTube. 25%, whatever it was. So what is that? That's 25, 45, 50, 65, 70, 85% of his total pay completely cut if he gets banned from all those websites, and then a strike, which that's what I'm understanding. I'm putting this in layman terms for everyone to understand what I understand from this. So that's like 80% of his pay. That's not going to pay for anything, literally anything. That's kind of like giving a poor man $1 to go buy like some food off the street or something, you know, McDonald's or some shit. Like that's nothing compared to him. Steven Crowder, as it is now, he makes no money off of YouTube. That's not where he gets his revenue from. He doesn't get revenue from YouTube. YouTube has consistently demonetized him. He makes no money off of that. So you might be thinking, oh, well, where he gets his money from? It's from his mug club, and I'm sure some other investments that he might have made to help the company run besides Mug Club. But it's mostly Mug Club from my understanding. He hasn't said anything publicly about investments, but knowing businessmen, they usually have investments in something. So I'm sure he's got something going on, and it helps with his business and stuff. And he said, the Daily Wire even admits this, Jeremy Boring said on his video, Steven Crowder doesn't know all of his subscribers for Mug Club, but he has a good idea, and he says it's like 300,000 or so. It's like right around 300,000, 350, and honestly, that number has to come from somewhere. He's not going to just make it up and like say that, because as we all know, they were friends and stuff. So I don't think he's going to lie to his friends and be like, oh yeah, no, I think I got like this, it's whatever. I'm sure he's got receipts because he's trying to get everyone on an email list. That way, so he knows how many people specifically have subscribed to him. And I think he does like $99 or something like that, unless you're veteran or active military. I believe the last time I saw it, which was like 2-3 years ago, it was like 99 or some crazy shit like that. I don't quite remember. So I'm going to say it's 99, but if I'm wrong, then it's probably $10. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend I know, but I know it's a lot, especially for me, because it's like 99 a month or some shit. I'll have to go look it up. I should have actually looked up a lot of stuff before I made this video, but it is what it is. I'm doing it now. C'est la vie, which means oh well, and I think it's like Italian or some shit. But yeah, you gotta think, that's $99 a month. Over a year, that's gonna add up to about 50 million. I've done the math on this. I've even done it with Shad as I was looking at his video. I'm like, oh damn, yeah, no, that's... So he's getting his, at least to my knowledge, from what I've seen, from what I've done myself, he's getting at least 50 million a year already, literally. Now, do you think that going up to someone who you call your friend and being like, hey man, I'm going to give you 50 million for over 4 years. This 50 million isn't for 1 year, it's for 4 years. And Steven Crowder's making 50 million a year, so they're heavily downplaying him just outright as it is. On top of that, they're saying if you get struck by YouTube, we can't monetize you, which you already can't. If you get banned off of YouTube, if you get banned off of Facebook, if you get banned off of those other 2 platforms, we're deducting your pay by 80% if you do all of it in total, or it's going to be like 20, 25, 45, whatever have you. That is chump change compared to what he literally makes. That probably wouldn't even be enough to support his team for a year if he got it all reduced. And like, that's just fucked up, okay? And then the fact that they're punishing him for getting banned, like, I get what you're saying, it's like, oh, well, he's got to be on his platforms, he's got to at least play some ball so he can get his message out there. Yeah, but like, the big tech changed the rules randomly. And I'm sure a lot of you know this, if you're conservative. A lot of people got banned off of Twitter before Elon bought it just because they said vaccines aren't good. Talk to your doctor, by the way. I'm not a doctor. Go talk to your doctor about it. I want to be like Tim Pool and be like, yeah, no, talk to your doctor, man. Like, that's what you got to do, dude. Yeah, go do you, dude, but talk to your doctor. Yeah. But anyway, like, people were banned off of Twitter for that. And Steven Crowder already is basically, he's shadow banned. He's not literally banned, but you might as well just say he's banned off of YouTube. So he's not making money off of basically those 2 platforms, near guarantee, because of how much they changed the rules so randomly. What we would see as random, realistically, is them trying to censor us, as you very well should know. Like, it's messed up. So they came in with a contract that He's already getting 40% of his pay reduced because of that. At least 20%. At the very least, 20% reduced outright if he goes into this. And then he's also, all his property, I have to look at the exact wording of the contract, but as I was understanding it from Shad, from lawyers that talked about it online, and other stuff that I looked into the wording, to my understanding, the Daily Wire will earn, like, if they were to make, say, a new channel, like Steven Crowder and Alex Jones, something, they make up some fancy name or whatever, and make it a podcast where it's just Alex and Steven going at each other, talking about political stuff, doing whatever they're doing and stuff. That is now perpetually, indefinitely owned by the Daily Wire. Steven Crowder cannot take the name, whatever name they come up with it, for it. He cannot use that name. And he can't, he can do that idea, but not exactly. It would be him, then Alex Jones, and they'd have to call it something else completely. And it would have to be completely different from the content that they made on there because of how the wording is. Like I said, I'm not the best with memory, but you go in it yourself, fact check me, do all that good stuff. But that's basically what's going on. They're saying, we own any content you make for us. Now, if it's on your own channel, we'll give it back to you when the 4 or 6 years is up. Any content you made on your channel specifically, you can have it back. But any merchandising, any channels, and a couple other things, like I said, bad memory. But go in there, look for yourself, look at the wording. If you know a lawyer, talk to a lawyer, look it up, do all that stuff. And you'll see that basically they're saying, we're going to put ads on your show. Steven doesn't do ads. He does maybe one a year or one every month or maybe 2 months. It's very rare for him to do ads. So they're going to put in 4 ads because that's the usual for Daily Wire. They do 4 ads for every content creator they have. It's 4 ads. They're also going to do merchandise. Any merchandise that he comes up with or the Daily Wire comes up with will be the Daily Wire's exclusive property at that point. So he'd have, let's say Steven made a merchandising company with the Daily Wire. If he leaves, that merchandising company exclusively goes to Daily Wire, and any profits or anything they sell goes exclusively to Daily Wire. So he can't use that company, he can't make merchandise that looks similar, whatever have you. It's theirs at that point. So he's getting shit money. Any content he produces, as long as it's not on his main channel, goes straight to them. And then he's also getting basically just screwed over by what is perceivably, as we knew, as laymen's, as people not in this field. We're not experts, but we see your videos, we watch you. He's getting basically, think of it as a fully grown man with a strap on just ripping into Crowder. That's basically what's going on. That's what the Daily Wire is trying to do to Steven Crowder right now. And it sucks. Because I love Ben Shapiro. I love, all the fucking creators. I'm trying to remember that one Catholic dude right now. Michael Knowles. Yes, Michael Knowles. I love Michael Knowles. He's so cool. He's got so many cool opinions, but there's just a bunch of shit. And and in the beginning, I haven't even mentioned this, but Steven Crowder never once mentioned Daily Wire. He's exclusively kept them out of this, being hey man, this is courtesy, I'm your friend, I still want to be your friend, but you gotta take this shit out the contracts for everybody. Like, this is not okay. He didn't say anyone's name. He didn't berate or insult anybody. He just said, hey, you know who you are. Take this out of the contracts. Be better. I like you, but be better. And then Candace Owens, the next video I watch is Tim Pool with Candace Owens. And Candace Owens goes on to Tim Pool and just insults the dude for no reason. Like, she just goes into him, calling him a B, just tearing away at him. And I'm like, I try not to cuss too much, especially when I'm in my private home. If I'm like playing with friends, I'll cuss, whatever. But like, I'm like in the chat, and I'm like, you B, what's wrong with you? Like, I'm sure Steven liked you. Why are you insulting him? And like, I didn't have money, so obviously Tim Pool's not going to see it. But I'm like, what are you doing? You're making yourself look horrible. Like, he's never done that to you. Or wait, no, that's the third video I watched, because Jeremy Boring came out the next day after Steven Crowd. Yeah. Sorry. My memory's a little hazy right now. It's really late. It's like 2 a.m. or something. I should be asleep, but I'm not. That's just the life of a insomniac. Life sucks. Anyway, that's not the point. Point is, I'm actually really disappointed in the Daily Wire right now. And it sucks. I really like you guys, you know? I'm not gonna cry about this shit. Okay, I almost did. But like, I really like you guys, but you fucked over someone, or tried. Like, yeah, I know it's a term sheet. It's non-negotiable, or it's negotiable. It's not non-negotiable. It is negotiable. But you don't put something in a term sheet unless you want it in there to begin with. Like, that's just common sense. I think a lot of us could agree with that. Like, it's common sense. Like, you go in hard, but not that hard. Like, I get it. You know, 50,000, whatever. You know, it is what it is. We can negotiate that up. But, like, owning everything he makes at that point, and then taking away his money because he might have said something, and then Twitter's like, oh, well, we don't like you now, fuck you. And just, like, if my friend came to me with that kind of contract, I probably would have punched him in the face. Like, I'm not even joking, because that's not a contract you give to your friends. And I'm surprised how civil he was with them. Like, I would have been cussing and screaming like, what's wrong with you? You blah, 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 blah. Why the fuck you? Go screw yourself, blah, 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 blah. Like, I would have been infuriated. But, like, at the same time, it's like, it hurts, you know? It's like a company I really looked up to. Because they're still doing good work is the problem. Like, I can't hate them or dislike them, at least not easily, because they still do good work. It's hard, you know? It's like, I don't want to like them, but they're doing good work, and I like what they're doing. It sucks, you know? I don't like it. I don't like this. It's kind of like mother and father. It's like mother and father fighting amongst themselves. I would definitely put the fucking mother as Daily Wire. I like Daily Wire as a little more caring compared to Steven. Steven's got his issues, but I don't think he's more of a Karen compared to others and stuff. But yeah, that's mostly what I wanted to say. Obviously, I'm gonna put this up on YouTube. I hope many of you see this, and many of you that are conservative look at this and try and understand, hey, like, this isn't between, you know, me and you. Like, this is between a big company owned by a billionaire, as I've come to understand recently, which I didn't even know that. But yeah, apparently some billionaire either owns or supports Daily Wire heavily, and they're not They're more of a leftist. Not, I don't think they're more left than Temple, from what I understand. They're not super lefty, but they're leftier than Temple, from my understanding. And like, I haven't looked into that yet. I'm going to, but like, I don't know, man. It sucks, you know. It just sucks. I want to like Daily Wire. I really do. I do like them, but there's just, you got to stand on principle. And I get what a lot of you are going to say. Oh, mention the phone. Mention him recording his phone. Blah, 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 blah. Which you got to understand. And also mention that, oh, hey, you know, he made the website Stop Big Con like a month or whatever beforehand. He made Stop Big Con after he got the contract, to my understanding. Now, he might have gotten a contract before the Daily Wire. It was like, oh, well, maybe I should stop Big Con and stuff, you know, and do it for them. But then he got the contract for Daily Wire. I don't know exactly how that happened, but that's basically my understanding of what happened. Sorry, I'm like asleep. I just got up from my chair. Ah. Ow. My leg. It hurts. Ah. Okay. Anyway, he did that, and he did it after he got the contract, from my understanding. So, like, of course he's going to make something that's like, oh, you know, this is messed up. You know, conservatives shouldn't have to deal with this kind of stuff. So, that's what I'll say on that. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think he did it, because he didn't mention it in any of his videos. So, obviously, he wasn't planning on mentioning it anytime soon. Until he got that contract. And then once he got it, it's like, fuck. I'm sure he was probably upset as fuck, you know? Like, imagine your best friend, as I would see it. Imagine your best friend giving you a shitty contract that's basically all about insulting you, pretty much. Like, that's basically what that contract was. It's just a big insult, and it's depressing to think about. Like, I don't want my best friend to give me some shitty contract and be like, oh, well, you know, man, this is standard, you know? It's like, that's what it is, man. It's like, no, have principle, man. Don't go with the big tech. Don't go with fucking idiots. Look, just because something's been done countless times doesn't mean it's right. Okay? Like, I hate to use this analogy, but it's kind of like the Hitler representation. It's like, oh, we've been doing this for years, yeah? Or whatever, however they talk. That was probably a horrible, like, Canadian accent or whatever. But like, oh no, this is totally fine, you know? It's like, yeah, we just send people in, you know, and tell them, hey, you know, police, Jews are here, come get them. And I'm like, it's basically like that. It's like, just because something's been done countless times doesn't make it right. Okay? It doesn't. That's all I'll say on that. And then the phone call part. You're like, oh, well, the phone call, you know, blah, blah, blah. The phone call's so bad. You know, these are his friends. He shouldn't have done it. Look, when you send a contract like that, and if that's a scummy contract, okay? I can't even say that enough. It was horrible. If what you consider your best friend sends you a contract like that, you want to record the phone calls that come after that in case they ever misrepresent you. And like, I don't think, that's not what I would do, personally, me. If I think you're my friend. That's me. That's just me personally. I wouldn't record phone calls. One, I don't know how. I just don't. Two, I think it's a little scummy. But at the same time, this is a company we're talking about. This isn't just, oh, it's just Ben. Or, oh, it's just Jeremy. No. You're talking to them about a contract that involves finances and that other stuff. You need to be careful with the company. You need to record your calls with the company. Make sure they don't misinterpret anything or try and misconstrue. Basically, fuck up your words. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to be, like, elegant about it. But it's not that easy. I lose knowledge of words. My vocabulary just kind of shrinks when it gets this late. Yeah. Anyway, like it's a company, as I was saying though. Like that's not. Look, you got to be careful with companies, okay? Because it's not good. You know, I don't like it. But the world is what the world is. You know, I can't do anything about it. And that's what I'll say on the phone. The phone incident, whatever you want to call it. It's like, it is what it is. Also, reason why I haven't been uploading, because for one, I had an interview last week, Monday. Said they'd call this, the end of this week, or whatever Monday was. I think today's Thursday. I'll have to check. They said they call at the end of the week that week, and they didn't. That was depressing, so I'm looking for other jobs and stuff. I'll probably apply for something tomorrow. And then Saturday, I assume it's Saturday, I'm probably going to stream something or make a video or something like that. I don't know. I'll do something for you guys. Yeah, sorry about that. I've also been watching this, and this is taking up most of my week as well. I'm like, oh my god, what's going on with this? You know, what's happening and all that. So yeah. It's just upsetting, you know? I really like Daily Wire, but I guess not everyone says the same. That's sad. And I'm really, of all the people that could have came out, I'm most disappointed in Ben Shapiro. Because I really like Ben Shapiro. I think he's cool. He's a civil dude. He seems very intelligent, and he is very intelligent. And Steven Crowder, even after all this shit, it was like, yeah, Ben Shapiro is a really intelligent guy. But he came out and just attacked Steven. Steven didn't come out insulting anybody, you know? And so when I listen to other people be like, oh, well, Steven Crowder's this or that, he's bad for this or that reason, I'm like, the dude didn't insult them, though, you know? He wasn't an ass about it. He didn't come out swinging. He's just like, hey, this contract shit. He came out swinging against the contract, not them. He's swinging at the contracts, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's but he didn't come after them. He didn't say anything about them. He even complimented some of them, even in his second video and in the podcast, The 10 Bulls. You guys are basically making yourselves look like a bunch of fools at this point. And it's upsetting, you know? I don't know. I guess that's my video. I don't want to get you more upset if I keep going on. And also, I need to sleep. Like I said, it's 2 in the morning. It's horrible. But I'll get this posted. Sorry, I don't like showing my face and stuff, so I got my hand on the lens and stuff. Yeah, I'll come out with the video for you guys Saturday. I love you guys. Hope you all stay safe. May God protect you. Amen. Amen, everybody. Okay. Bye.